Hi guys, I'm Shmi and welcome to Circuit de la Sarthe, the home of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. I'm down here with Ford Performance, who are driving 4 of the new Ford GT race cars, and I've driven down here in the Focus RS from London via Paris. Now the reason I'm kicking off the video right now with what you can probably hear in the background is because this is rather special. This is a prototype Ford GT. We can hear it rolling around and the noise of this insane car, and just seeing it out on the pavement, what a machine. Listening to here is the 3.5 litre EcoBoost V6 in the Ford GT. All they've said is over 600 horsepower. Full numbers are still to come, but just hearing it, seeing it, with the previous generation Ford GT just lining up there as well for the photo shoot, this is spectacular. I had a good look around the car when it was launched. I went to the Detroit Auto Show, NIAS, where the car was unveiled for the first time last year. Got to see it there in all its glory, but right now, my word, this is spectacular. So I should probably rewind a little bit what's going on. Ford are racing 4 of the race car versions of these with Chip Ganassi Racing in this year's Le Mans, the GTE Pro class. So we're going to be seeing a little bit behind the scenes in this video today before the race gets underway. Just generally enjoying the atmosphere of Le Mans. But what a way to start, seeing and hearing the new Ford GT. Seeing and hearing this car in person, it is spectacularly beautiful. It's such an incredible thing to be looking at and hearing as well. Now, you might know Ford invited potential customers to come forward and apply through an online application process for the car. They had over 6,500 applications for just the first 500 cars, and I've had a lot of people asking me if I was one of them. Well, the short answer is yes, I did send in an application to be able to purchase a Ford GT, but we don't yet know who they're going to allow to come forward and buy the cars. That's going to be announced in the next couple of months, so all I can do is keep my fingers crossed and hope that I'm lucky enough to be chosen, because it's a dream. I would absolutely love to be driving around and sharing content with you of the Ford GT. It's in love with it. It's an amazing, amazing car, and what a machine. I just, fingers crossed for the race as well, of course, for the team, but just look at the thing. And this is a pre-production, well, it's a production specification prototype, so it's not quite the final car. And they haven't yet released the interior, so to speak, too, but just look at it. Just look at the thing. It's beautiful. What a car. So all I can say is fingers crossed, but we'll hopefully see it being loaded up or moved away, and then go check out what else is going on around the paddocks for the Ford team here at Le Mans. If you didn't know, this whole rear wing is an active air brake. It will go up in the air to slow the car, and even the car has a race mode where it will drop down on the suspension. The whole thing will just sit flat and glued to the ground. It's just got so many technologies. The seat is part of the tarmac. And I was going to say it had a movable pedal box as well. The number plate's a pretty cool touch as well. K for Cologne, where Ford is based in Germany. GT, of course, and 66, the year of the 1-2-3 podium finish here at Le Mans. I've now said goodbye to both the Ford GT and our Focus RS. It's been a brilliant trip down here, but it's kind of got lost in a sea of RSs. There are lots of them, and also the Mustangs too, that are going to be used for the Ford parade at the event just before the start of the race. However, it still keeps exciting. Look at what we've got here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I think, Ford GTs at the previous gen. Invited guests, one even, that's from Texas. A few from the UK, Germany, another American one there. That's pretty cool that people have gone to that effort to bring their cars to celebrate and be part of this whole look back at the history, really, because it's 50 years since the Ford GT40 won here. So Ford, no doubt, putting on a big thing. Michigan, we've got another one, Montana. Lots of Americans. These are all American. Good effort, Americans. Nicely done bringing your cars over for this event. That's special. Arizona, another Montana. And, one more. What do we have on the red one at the end? I'm being very slow working this out. Florida. Awesome. You can see there's just loads of cool cars driving around though. But yeah, that's not a bad little lineup there, is it? Nice to see. So yes, this has been a good start to the event so far. I'm looking rather blue, which many of you would probably say is quite appropriate for me, but that's because I've come up to Ford's hospitality room. That light is really bright, so I'm going to step off. This is where we're going to be based for the weekend. We're going to be able to watch all of the action on the track that literally goes by right outside. 24 hours of racing right out there. In here we've got screens, information, seating areas, Wi-Fi, a bar, there's food downstairs. It's all set up as a fantastic base for the race action. And better still, we've also got the game zone. So we've got a pool table like a Mustang, we've got table football, we've got some games consoles set up with different games playing, racing of course. And then we have pretty much the world's coolest ever Skelestric track. Have a look at this. Pit lane with the GTs and the GT40s, 4 lanes going all the way around. Imagine racing here, even a little grandstand there. What an insanely cool, what unnecessarily cool thing. I'm looking forward to actually spending some time playing on that. So that's pretty cool. And then here as well, we've got a board with all the different drivers for the four GT cars, which at the point I'm filming now, they've qualified in 1st, 2nd, 4th and 5th for the GTE Pro class. The time this video is live, it might even be over, but we'll know how it's all done. But yeah, 4 cars, 66, 67, 68 and 69. I'll have a quick whiz downstairs as well, because there's more to see down there. Food area, and then we're heading out there. Do you think this will ever get boring, this car? I don't. So this is the race car. This is the Ford GT race car that I came to the reveal of right here last year. So I was at Le Mans last year, and I popped by for the unveiling and announcement that Ford were going to come back this year to enter and compete. And we had a look at this car, which, I mean, in person, it's mega, isn't it? Look at it. Look at the sort of whole area. Look at the wing. Look at the diffuser down beneath it. That mental thing. Obviously they've taken out the sort of central wing that's normally there to fit in that rear wing off the back. Side exit exhausts down there. Canards around the front. I mean, it just takes the shape and makes it even more awesome, if that's possible. Hey, there's even a scoop, or a double scoop I've just noticed on the back. And the blue, white and red. It's a pretty good looking thing. I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing them in action. Then the next thing we've got is a Lego Ford GT race car. How cool is that? Trying to get a good view of it from back here. They really have done everything here to put on a good show. And then if I come past, we have another pre-production Ford GT, this time in white, black wheels, orange calipers. I love it in white, you know. It has so much, I don't know, the presence of the thing is just astronomical. It's a hard one to explain. This car is insane. It's absolutely insane. Glossy carbon. I think if you go to the website, you can configure a Ford GT and you can add satin carbon and all sorts of things and play with the different colours. But this setup is a pretty good one. And on the other side, we've also got a Lego brick GT40 as well. I love that. So I haven't actually yet seen a GT40, but there obviously are going to be quite a few around, given the whole thing about this event is the 50th anniversary return to Le Mans to try and replicate that event of 1966. But this has been a pretty good start to the day and experience here at Circuit de la Sarthe. We've had a pretty good time seeing and hearing the Ford GT. That was an RS6, that sounded pretty good too. But I'm quite excited for the weekend ahead. I've had a wonderful drive down with the Focus RS, put out some videos with that as we headed down through Paris, and then of course taking it out for a drive and offering some thoughts, and even raising the question about whether I should buy a Focus RS. But yeah, I suppose it was a kind of big announcement also letting you know that I did apply for a Ford GT. Yes, I've been keeping that one under wraps ever since the minute they announced it earlier, well, a couple of months ago, that it was happening. Actually, that day was an interesting one because it was while I was away on a road trip, so I had to get up extra early and get my application in. But yes, lovely day. I'm looking forward to the weekend, seeing what's what. Hopefully we'll get some sneak peeks and some access to some pretty cool stuff. So thank you as always for watching and checking out that new Ford GT. Make sure you're subscribed for plenty more adventures in the future, and I'll catch up with you again very soon. Cheers! The upgraded version of the RS6, the RS6 Performance, which is what this. Of course, we've got the Brabus 500 G500 4x4 where they